As the CEO of an aggressive and growing domestic bank that's now becoming very regional, what are some of your concerns in terms of the global themes that are coming through to affect your business? Basel III, for example, and the whole discussion on liquidity at the BIS and at the G20 level. As someone who effectively has a regional franchise today, what are you concerned about?
I think the common themes that have come out since the crisis and all the noises that we hear about Basel III, there are two key common themes. One is the liquidity premium. And I like to relate that to Hong Leong. See, a lot of people always say that, oh, they are so conservative. The loan-to-deposit ratio is very low. Today, we are one of the most highly rated banks precisely because we have capital buffers and we have a very strong, diversified, retail, sustainable liquidity franchise. These two things, which is capital buffer as well as real capital, which is Tier 1 capital, and not any form of hybrid, together with the size of the retail deposits, are the two key major reforms in Basel III. If you look around the world today, for the first time I see a lot of banks that have been looking at just pure asset loan growth are looking at liability management. Personally, I think banking, that is key. Loans, you can grow anytime if you chose to loosen up your own standards a bit, but liability management, which is collecting deposits, takes years and takes trust on the franchise.
But liability management also is dependent on the extent to which you're able to hold on to your customer, especially in a highly competitive marketplace.
Yes.
How much work have you done to hold on to your customer?
Yes.
And what are you building in terms of the multiplicity of products they need to hold on to in order to stick on with you as the bank, the preferred bank?
If there's one success story that we can share with you, it's about our retail consumer and retail deposit strategy. We are very clear. The things for us to first is to build trust. Integrity, trust, and service is something that I always believed. Now, if the man on the street believes that he can trust you with his money, through either your actions and over the years, to the behavior of my people on the ground, which is our ambassadors, whatever corporate branding that we do above that just cements it. The stickiness of that customer base is actually very evident for us, especially when I see generations of family members have more than 2-3 savings accounts with us. So today, I would say we have one of the strongest retail franchise. I think we have way above industry share of our CASA of about 26%. Industries, I think, about 22%. That shows that people do have trust with us. We also measure our colleagues and the salespeople on the ground, is that at the end of the day, we must be responsible that whatever we sell to our depositors into so-called AUM products, we must be responsible. Otherwise, can you imagine when your deposit turns to nothing? They would remember you for life.
Having said that, your fee-based income has still some upside potential to achieve. You can add on more fee-based products, and you're not exactly hitting the ceiling in terms of the amount of fees that you're able to generate from deposit-linked products and services. Do you see that you would need to do more work on that front?
I would say the non-interest income for Hong Leong Bank as a commercial bank without a corporate investment bank in its operations, we have one of the higher non-interest income. If you take away the global markets, which is a treasury non-interest income, which can sometimes be volatile, we have a very stable non-interest income of about a fee income, of transaction fee income, of about 75% of that. So no, I would say that we obviously have a lot more upside to work on, but I think for a commercial bank without an investment banking franchise and with a very relatively larger treasury assets in surplus funds. Our non-interest income at about 26% today is on the higher quartile of the higher range.
Given the fact that you are an attractive franchise yourself, and Malaysia's banking industry is marginally overcrowded in that it can do with a little bit of consolidation. And as the government in Malaysia opens up the industry further, what's stopping you from being an acquisition target yourself?
Now, I think first and foremost, we ourselves are always looking for opportunities to grow. Not only just within the bank and within the group. If there's one job that makes it easier for us, is the fact that we have got the resources from the shareholders to support the growth that makes sense. We have a lot of value creation that has to be done, and I believe there is, especially post 2008, there are a lot of opportunities in Asia, beyond Asia, Australia, and even the West that we will keep our eyes on. Just for your information, that a year ago we were in Australia looking for a bank, and we were quite close to it until when we did some analysis, we realized that for a long-term value creation there may be limitation. Then we did not proceed, but it just tells you that we are all open to markets. As
your bank acquiring other banks?
Yes.
But what about a scenario where you become an acquisition target yourself?
I think we still have a lot of value creation that has yet to be worked on, which I think that is a lot more the minute we start acquiring. I don't see that as an option at all for us at this moment.
How much time do you spend in Malaysia, and how much time do you spend traveling to your various acquisitions to make sure that the business holds?
I would say for the time being, I would say I would travel Malaysia about 80% of the time. 20% I would travel to China, Vietnam, and Singapore and Hong Kong. Within the 80% of the time, there's still 188 branches and about 7 regions for me to visit. So that takes a bit of my time. But I think today, with the ability to do a lot more video conference, especially on the strategic matters, we could do it on the phone. But as you said, nothing like meeting the people on the ground.
And where's your career heading? Do you see yourself being CEO of this mid-sized bank for a long time to come? Or do you see yourself setting new targets or new goals in your own personal ambition?
See, I always reflect and ask myself, and I say, well, what have I achieved? Or what have I done for Hong Leong Bank? And we always have got challenges, opportunities, projects, work in progress. I think today, the 3 things that I would say during my as the CEO, I have achieved this. Today, Hong Leong Bank is one of the quality, bigger, mid-sized bank, and systemically, we are getting more important. Secondly, we have grown regional. We have gone into Vietnam and China, Singapore, Hong Kong. And thirdly, the most important thing which I think I'm proud of is the reskilling and the bringing in of the talent to make us relevant from the time when we first started in 2004. And that skill sets, that reskilling, that talent that we have brought in will lay the foundation for succession planning and for their own individual careers as well.
But you are a professional CEO who's now worked for 2 conglomerates.
Yes.
What's keeping you from pushing your own career forward?
I was just about to come to that. You see, when you ask yourself and say, what have you done? And then there's always never an end to a work in progress. Having come from a regional background and having worked in organizations and having run two different banks. In fact, I would say that there was a third bank I ran as well. I ran Sime Bank for 1 year for the central bank, concurrently as a CEO of RHB Bank. So all in all, I would say I've run 3 banks, and 3 banks had their own different levels of transformation,
and this was
which one was a distressed bank. And this particular bank that Hong Leong that I'm leading today was a good bank when I went in. It's just that it has to be be a bit more relevant to the changing marketplace. And with this experience that I have developed as well and engaged with the many talents that I interact with, they are all very transferable to any of the emerging markets type of environment. If you look at the Malaysian, in a bank like Hong Leong, it's like getting yourself relevant. In a bank like Sime Bank is getting out of distress. In the case of RHB, it was trying to grow its position and totally transforming from a relatively small finance company to the 3rd largest bank in Malaysia. Oh, of course, I think there are a lot of opportunities out there, and it's all about challenges and timing at the point of the time. And obviously, for someone like me, opportunities and looking at ideas, I've always been very open to that.
Yvonne Chia, thank you very much for spending time with us.
Thank you.